Hi, Tony Bradshaw, who built the website addsometeyouриncome.com here to answer the question, what can I do? How can I make more? How can I make extra income while I'm already working full time? I'm going to go over the 3 types of income and how to increase each. I'm also going to go into the 5 bank accounts and how important it is to set up those 5 bank accounts to tell your money how to flow. And one of those bank accounts is the income account and how that fits in with the other accounts. So you're able to tell your money what you want it to do, and it will do that for you. It also is a great feeling when you see that you made an increase to your income and you see that increase in your bank account. So let's dive in. How to make extra income and you're already working full time. You are working, you're really working, and yet you would like to make some more money. I first will say a caution, and that is that you should be careful that money isn't on your heart, that you have it in your head and you're figuring it out. That's why you're doing this. Just be careful it doesn't enter your heart and become what you set your heart on. The 3 incomes are labor income, passive income, and gift income. Labor income. You work now and you get paid right away. You're working that full-time job. Passive income. You do things today that you won't get paid until harvest. Gift income. Someone else worked yesterday. With labor income, before you start a job and at certain natural parts in the job, you can negotiate. This might be a natural time. If you're working full-time and you don't feel like you're making enough, this could be a natural time. Bring it about. Bring it up with your boss. Bring it up with your superior that you'd like to discuss salary. Even if it's in the middle of your year, you're 6 months away from your last review, you could bring it up. You could say, I'd like to talk about this. I feel I need to make more. And they can look at that, and it builds towards asking for a raise. Of course, negotiating is more natural when you're first starting the position, yet later on, you could say and ask for a raise if it works. In my particular position, and many people have found it more successful to ask the question, what more can I do to make more money? This question has brought me thousands of dollars, and it continues to bring me money as I think about what I can do, not just with labor income, but with passive income, what I can do today, what I'm doing right now that is going to make me more money later. What are you going to do so that you're able to make more money? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to take on a second job? I know a fellow teacher who does driver's ed. He does it in the evenings. It's the 3 hours for, I think, 4 days of the week. And he makes a nice chunk of change by teaching driver's ed. So he teaches through the day, he does the driver's ed in the evenings, and makes a nice set of, as a second job. That's what this symbolizes for me, is a second job. Are you willing to take the second job? I feel I would be doing a disservice to you if I didn't mention the possibility of a second job to make extra income. That's the labor you're working today to make more. And yet it can get to this point, like if you do research and they're just say, just donate plasma. Okay, well, you're only going to go in there and have your blood siphoned and take your energy and your plasma so much and so often, first for it to be legal, and second because it's very draining. And working 3 jobs, 4, how many jobs are you going to be working before you realize I need to find other ways that are going to add to my income, such as passive income. So passive income is where you work today and you won't get paid until harvest. You might be doing something today, like I'm doing right now, that won't make me anything for a long time. I have to kind of prepare myself for that. I have to know that I'm going to put in work now, and I have to imagine that it's springtime, and that later I will see the returns on that. One of the great advice that I love is to write a book. Write that book. That's not enough, though. Writing one book is not enough. One of my favorite authors, and someone close to me as it is my wife's brother, is Jeff Wheeler. Jeff Wheeler has a book out that if you're going to write and you want to become an author, and you want to become an author that makes a lot of money with passive income from the books you've written, Check out his book, The First Million Words, not the first million years. In a million years, you'll be able to make money. It might feel like that. And when you read his book, he got to those spots where he felt like he'd written and he's written and he's written. He did self-publishing. Publishers were sending him rejection letter after rejection letter. It's that story. Everyone has their story, and you'll have yours, where you know you have great stories inside of you to tell. You know you could write that book. You're pretty sure people want to read it, and then you write it and it's a flop. And you write another one and it's a flop. And you go to another workshop and you meet with other authors and you are trying to be with writers and you're writing and you're just not there yet. Please don't give up on that struggle. I highly recommend his book, The First Million Words. I said years again. First Million Words. I highly recommend that you really look into what is it that I'm going to share with, what do I want to share with the world that's valuable? And what you're going to find, and Jeff says this too, is that you need to invest in yourself. Right? We talk a lot about investing. I see that there are 3 important ways to invest. First, you can invest in the market. Go learn on how to do that, get with a stockbroker, take your cash, put it there. Pretty soon I'll be talking about the 5 bank accounts, and you'll know about the investing account, and that's where this money comes from. You also want to invest in your skills and your knowledge. So when you invest in yourself, you can invest in the skills that you need, right? The skill of writing, if you're going to be a writer, going with that example. And fill in the blank. Whatever it is that you want to and will share with the world, photography, authors, artists, whatever it is, your dancers, whatever it is, know that you need to invest in your skill and in your knowledge. I find Jeff Wheeler to be one of the most knowledgeable people about history, with his degree in history and his study of history, of any other person I've met and had conversations about history. So invest in your skills and invest in your knowledge. You can also invest in rentals and real estate. Being a realtor is a great way. If you've got a full-time job and then you want to spend evenings, weekends doing something else, being a realtor could be a great way. Also, seeing and knowing that you are an expert in your field. And then finding yourself opportunities to be a speaker. Contact those conferences you went to in the past and say, I have been in this industry for 12 years. I would like to speak on this topic. I would charge you $5,000. And for one weekend where you get to travel and go to the conference, and instead of paying to attend, they'll pay you as a speaker and sometimes cover your travel expenses, your hotel, and possibly even the food if they do a per diem payment, or each day per diem, as in carpe diem sees the day. Per diem is a per diem thing. Just briefly, I'll touch on gift income before diving into the 5 incomes. There may be someone in your life that knows your situation, and if you're in a really heart-tugging situation and you share that with them and you open up your books to them, they're that close to you, you may be able to ask and receive the money that will help you through this tough time, and it might become a gift instead of a loan. The 5 bank accounts. First, you need to remember that money is a flow. That's why we call it currency. And you want to tell your money how to flow by using 5 accounts. The income account is where you have all the money come in. So as you see and increase your income, this account is where you see it. There's that good feeling you get when you make extra income. I did all that extra work, and here's where I see the results. You want to save to give. This alone could be what it makes you extra income. When you have money set aside to give, and when you give, it is like turning a key in a magic lock that releases money to you. Give. You also save to spend later. So you have this money saved up for big expenses. We often call it a big bills bucket. And it's a savings that's just different than to save to keep. When you save to keep, this becomes untouchable. It's your cash stash. It's the money you have in the bank. So you can tell yourself, I have money in the bank. The 5th account is the investment account that I mentioned earlier. If you're going to be investing, you need to have the money that you're going to invest with. You tell these dollars, you are for investing. Setting up the 5 bank accounts may actually cause you to realize that your full-time job and the payments that you're receiving from it are sufficient when you tell your money how you want it to flow. And you might not take up an extra job as a laborer. You might not even need to ask someone an uncomfortable question to give you money. And you may or may not, I do encourage, please do work on your passion projects that are going to become passive income, whatever that is that you're interested in. And yet, I have a hope that when you set up your 5 bank accounts, you'll be able to see your money in a different way and get it to flow the way you want it to flow. And I look forward to seeing you on the other side.